All right, guys, welcome to session number 2 of your Strength B workouts. We're starting off with a single arm landmine squat to press. So here I'm going to sit into a squat to pick up this landmine. And when you're doing this press, I want you to remember this is a full body workout. Whatever arm I'm pressing with, I have that leg back, pointed out to the side, and the opposite leg is pointed straight ahead. And as I press, my eyes are straight ahead as well. After your first rep, you may or may not need to adjust, but here's what it looks like. I'm going to sit into a squat, take that opposite arm across my body, pivot, and press, keeping the eyes on the wall so that way I don't over-rotate and lose my balance here. So once again, guys, this is a full body workout using the pressing arm and the free arm. I'm gonna sit into a squat, rotate. As I press, sit into a squat, use that opposite arm to really create some rotation in the trunk. Eyes are forward. I'm gonna do that for the designated number of sets or repetitions on one side. Same thing on the opposite side here. Sit into that squat, pivot, use that foot, use that hip, eyes on the wall the entire time. And then right after that, guys, I'm coming over here to the jungle gyms. On your ebook, it'll say a barbell pull-up, but we're gonna substitute this with a jungle gym pull-up. Here I'm going to step forward, sit towards the ground. I wanna make sure that the straps are at the same height as my shoulders, keeping my body as vertical as possible. So from here, I'm going to pull with my shoulder blades, lats engage, elbows all the way to the rib cage, keeping a lot of tension here at the top and controlling it on the way down. So notice how my trunk stays vertical. At the bottom, my arms are next to my ears. And at the top of the movement, my chest is forward towards the wall in front of me, as opposed to up here towards the wall above me or towards the ceiling above me. That's your jungle gym vertical pull. Right after that, guys, we're coming over that way for your single leg deadlift. So here's what that's gonna look like. So on this one, I'm gonna use the bench for a little support. Notice how I'm only using my fingertips here. I'm not going to grab onto the bench for dear life. I have my hands supporting me on the opposite side. Chest is up. Soft knees, and on this one I like to emphasize only going down with that weight as that leg is going up towards the ceiling. That way you can get the timing right. I have my head and neck aligned with the rest of my spine, reaching this foot here back and above me. Do that for the designated number of repetitions. Same thing on the opposite side. All right, guys, that's your single leg deadlift. Next up on the menu, we have a single arm flat bench dumbbell press. So here I'm gonna lower this bench again. Two hands to go into this so that way you're safe with the dumbbell. Use your leg if necessary. So here I'm pressing my. Let me see. Alternating arm. Yep, that's right. All right. Let's. I'm gonna do a cut here. Alternating arm. Next up, I'm going to grab 2 dumbbells here for an alternating arm flat bench dumbbell press. So here, I have both dumbbells on top of my legs. Notice how I use my legs to go into this position here. I'm gonna kick those weights up. And from here, I like to start at the top. Nice wide base, driving those heels into the ground. I'm gonna alternate from the top here, bringing that dumbbell all the way to my chest. Press up towards the ceiling. Same thing on the opposite side. So we don't have this specified in the book, but oftentimes, I like to alternate from the bottom as well. That looks like this, keeping a lot of tension on the opposite arm at the negative position. So play with that, mix and match, see what you like. That's your alternating dumbbell press. After that, guys, we are going on to our cable pullovers, followed by our box step-ups. So I'm gonna come over here. So for the cable pullovers, I'm gonna take advantage of this. Actually, I'm gonna slide the box out to the side. I wanna do this bent over. Let's go. So here, I'm going to grab this straight bar, walk away just a little bit, and from here I'm going to hinge my hips back, bringing my head forward towards my arms. With slightly bent elbows, I'm going to pull that bar in between my legs. You can use a rope attachment as well on this one if you like, but you can go a little bit heavier with this straight bar. So notice how nothing is moving but my arms. I'm really using my shoulder blades as well. Pulling back and down, really engaging those lats. Next up, guys, we have our alternating step up. So here I got my box. I'm gonna alternate from the top. So I'm gonna step up, allow that following leg to come on here, and then I'm going to step down with the opposite leg. Step up, and then step down with the opposite leg. Controlling it on the way down. First one of the C's, guys, we're going into side kick through. So here I'm going to use this space right over here. So on side kick throughs, I got a nice wide base with my legs. Shoulders are directly over my hands, and knees are directly underneath my hips. Notice how I tuck my toes in, lift the knees about 2 to 3 inches off the ground. I'm going to take my right leg, slide it underneath my hips, kick that leg, point that toe, and I'm gonna pull my left arm all the way back and then back to what we call our beast position. I'm gonna do the same thing with my left leg, slide it underneath, kick that left leg, point that toe, and we like to say, wipe the sweat off the forehead right here. That's your side kick through. You're gonna do that for the designated number of repetitions. Right after that, guys, we are moving to our straight leg sit-ups followed by jungle gym pikes. So the straight leg sit-ups, I'm gonna grab a dumbbell for this one. Depending on what your core strength is like, you can also do this free weights as well. So here's what it looks like. So I have a dumbbell, I'm gonna hold it from the side. And notice how I'm keeping my feet together, pushing my heels into the ground. As you guys do this, I want you to think about rolling your spine up one vertebrae at a time. So I'm going to slowly round from my upper back, then my mid back, lower back comes off the ground. Really finish that sit up. Arms are directly next to the ears at the top and head in between your arms as well. So notice how I initiate at the lower back, come down one vertebrae at a time from the lower back, mid back, upper back. I'm gonna show you guys that one more time. Boom, that's that. After that, guys, we're gonna go into our jungle gym pikes. So here, I'm going to set up with my foot and these hooks right over here. So I'm gonna do one foot first. And you may need to take your time on this so that you can have a proper setup. So I'm gonna slide my other foot in. Start off in a nice, strong push-up position. And then I'm going to reach my hips up for the ceiling, head in between my arms, look at my shoes. On the way down, I want to make sure I come back to the same position I started in, as opposed to letting my hips sag towards the ground like that. So this is where I started, hips up. That's your jungle gym pike. Try to come out of that as gracefully as possible. And that is session number 2 of your Strength Beat workouts. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you in the next one.